just happy. Celebrate, Megan. $75,000 in all.
Oh man, so Meg done caught another W in that courtroom, man. She done caught another W in that courtroom. Blogger Milagro Gramz has been found liable, all right? She's been found liable for defamation, but there are some more decisions that have to be made, all right? So let's go through these tweets from Megan Cunningham so I can go ahead and give you guys this information. In the meantime, subscribe if you're new. Go ahead and hit the like button and the hype button, and also hit the notification bell twice, all right? Now, this is what happened. A jury has found Milagro liable for defaming Megan Thee Stallion, intentionally inflicting emotional distress by coordinating with Tory Lanez and for promoting the deepfake video. They gave mixed answers to the media questions, but concluded that yes, Milagro qualifies as media, so that's gonna be huge. We'll come back to that, all right? So that was yes, she's liable for all three claims. Though if the judge agrees with the media ruling, the defamation claim will be dismissed because Megan's lawyers did not serve Milagro with prior notice before suing. All right, damages are small, $75K, including punitives. Jury is being polled now, and that's what's going on with that. So let's go ahead and tap in with his news report. This was before the verdict was read.
We remain on verdict watch right now in the Megan Thee Stallion defamation trial.
Rapper suing a blogger. Local 10's Isabella Martin live in Miami, where the jury continues their deliberations. Isabella.
Good morning. Well, as you mentioned, the jury is back to deliberating as we enter day 8 of this trial. They started at 9 o'clock, hoping to reach a verdict. Today, the jury is back to deliberating in Megan Thee Stallion's defamation case against blogger Milagro Cooper. They're working to decide on 3 counts: defamation, promoting an altered sexual depiction, and an intentional infliction of emotional distress. This all stems from a lawsuit Megan, legally known as Megan Pete, filed against Cooper, accusing her of spreading false statements and amplifying online attacks. Pete's lawyers spent about 20 minutes finishing their final pitch to the jury before deliberations began, arguing Cooper posted harmful lies, including allegations of perjury in the Tory Lanez trial and even a deepfake porn video. One of the big questions for the jury is whether Cooper should be treated as a media defendant. She says she's part of new media and deserves journalistic protections, an argument Pete's team spent hours trying to tear apart. And again, the jury is deciding on 3 key counts: defamation, altered sexual depiction, and emotional distress. Once we get a verdict, we'll be sure to keep you updated. For now, reporting live in Miami, I'm Isabella Martin, Local 10 News.
All right, now once again, she has been found liable. All right, she's been found liable of defamation. Now, the key thing that's being discussed is whether or not she was going to be considered media. All right, considered media. The jury says yes, so the judge then now has to decide if she's going to throw out the defamation claim. And Armand Wiggins, who I've been watching some of his coverage of this case, says still a win for bloggers. Milagro was considered media, so you have to at least send a cease and desist before just filing a lawsuit. I wonder if the judge will drop the defamation charge. That's huge. That's huge. This person says Milagro flew too close to the sun, but I don't believe she defamed Megan. And no, I don't care what the jury says. She held true to what she believed, and they still didn't prove Tory paid her. That's your problem. You don't care what the jury says. Okay, cool. But don't even pay attention to these trials. Because if she would have been found not liable, then you would have respected the jury's opinion, you know? Me, myself, personally, I got no dog in this fight. And back to what Armand was saying as far as this still being a win for the bloggers because she's considered media. And yeah, although many people, a lot of different content creators, several, not all of them, several of them were saying if she's found guilty, it's going to be bad for us. It's going to restrict some of our liberty to say what the hell we want to. No, bro, it's never going to be that. In my humble opinion, this is a situation where Milagro was too invested in the situation, all right? This right here is an isolated situation that became personal between these two. This fight between these two women landed in court and it got settled in court. I think the bigger picture is just that Milagro comes from stan culture, all right? We know how nasty stans can be, and she became a professional mouthpiece for the stans. And why many people can get that shit off, the crazy shit they be saying on tweets and stuff, on the comment section, they can get it off. But when you run the actual media platform, you just have more responsibility than just tweeting some shit out, you feel me? But we all know, like I keep saying, and many people keep saying it, or they gloss over the fact, they mention it as just quickly. The turning point was the deep fake video. If you guys don't know, Milagro liked a deep fake porn video of Thee Stallion. While she was on her station hair show, she told her fans to go and look at it. A while ago, X or Twitter had a feature that on your profile, if you like something, people can see your likes. So she thought, since she didn't actually press the share button, that she could skip around the fact that she was promoting it to her audience, but the jury saw through that. Come on now. That right there is when it goes from being just a situation where you are having your strong opinion about how that court case went. You can have that. You can feel like she's a liar. She admitted to lying her damn self. You can say that. But when the jury sees the deep fake and then adds that with all the other evidence of things that went on between Milagro and her coverage of Thee Stallion, that's when the narrative about the obsession starts to stick, you know? Everything else is fair game. Everything else is fair game, all right? But that right there gives some type of validation to the claim in the jury's eyes. They're trying to figure this shit out, figuring out what the hell they here for. They see that, they like, oh, come on now. And all the other content creators know that shit. They may want to gloss over that point, but y'all know that. Y'all know she was cooked from that point. I knew, that's when right there, I knew she was cooked. But only 75K, that's not a big deal. She'll be able to pay that shit off at some point. 75K, I think she's very talented. I do think Milagro's talented. I would hope that she would just not just stay stuck to like the stan culture stuff, the stan content, because I think, you know, she's charismatic in her delivery when she says things. But she's married to the Barb. She's now she's in bed with the Tory Lanez fans, so she's married to those sides, and I think it can skew the way you cover certain things or what you don't cover. But I think if she just focus on just cooking, she'll make that money easily and be able to pay Meg off. But here goes some footage of Milagro and her lawyer. Her lawyer speaks as well. Let's see what they gotta say.
How are you going to handle the financial aspects of all this? Because you testified you don't have any money.
$70 million, right?
Ain't it?
But tell me about that. She wanted tens of millions. What did she get?
What did they say in there?
$59,000.
What about attorney fees for the deep fake liability?
What do you say? You can stop walking, child.
Can you be still?
Okay, I mean, look, at the end of the day, this is not my case, it's Milagro's case, right? And we did everything we could to make sure that she got the best verdict possible. We respect the jury's verdict, we always have to, right? And whether we agree with it or not, we respect it. And at the end of the day, it was not a complete win for any side. It's a trial, this is what happens in trial. And we think that, you know, at the end of the day, the verdict was what it's going to be.
But they wanted tens of millions of dollars.
Right. They didn't get that. You know, gratefully, the jury didn't see fit to award her that sort of money. I don't think that was appropriate in any circumstances. And so that's what the jury found.
And is she able to pay $59,000?
Yes, I'm not in this bank account, so I can't say whether she can pay that or not right now. That's something that she's going to have to figure out with her accountant, right?
Scooper, you said that you had not paid your attorneys.
And how do you feel about the job that they did?
The job my attorneys did?
Yes.
Dream team. They were phenomenal.
Are you happy then with the outcome?
I'm not ecstatic. Of course you want things to go your way, but like I said, I respect the jury and what they decided. And I think I made out pretty good.
Any lessons learned next time you get on air?
Yeah. So tune into the next show so y'all can see how I handle things moving forward, y'all. Okay?
Is there any concern about having to pay attorney?
Pick a nice hill to die on. That wasn't a hill to die on, in my opinion. That's a lesson learned. If I think she would take anything from this, that wasn't a hill to die on. All right.
Any fees because you were found liable? Is there any concern about having to pay attorney fees because you were found liable for the deepfake video?
You said, am I concerned?
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be moving forward. You know, things will get handled. Like I said, it wasn't a multi-million-dollar verdict, so I think that's a blessing. God is good through and through, honestly.
Do you have any regrets at all about just anything that happened over the last couple years? Anything that you said on the street or anything like that?
I think it's important to stand up for what you believe in, and I'm happy for the people that support me and understand me, who along with my thought process.
I think although the jury found her liable, I also agree with the amount, you know, 75K, that's reasonable. That's reasonable. Millions of dollars? Nah, I think that's extreme, but it's reasonable. And we have some boundaries set up. If a content creator going too wild, send that cease and desist. And from that point, we see what happens past that point, you know? But I think the amount that she's on right now is pretty reasonable based on everything that happened. A just punishment in my opinion. But hey though, y'all let me know what you gotta say in the comment section below. I'm going to get up out of here though. Hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And hit that noti bell as well, man. But hey though, this is another update with Stace. I'm out. Yo.